Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Heather and today is the first day of the Tarot Card Readathon and I'm so excited. I got the shirt. I'm on the swords team again this year and the nails. Let's see if it'll focus. Focus on my nails. Anyways, nails match, okay? I went all out this year. I love the shirt too. The shirt's really, really cute. But this is the color for the swords team and we're gonna go ahead and get started. There are some different things about this year that I'm really excited for because there's a whole spread, like a 3-card spread. So my goal for the entire month of June is to read at least 6 books in this video. I do have other things going on in the month of June as well, so I don't want to overcompensate myself, you know, but I want to use the spread twice to pick 3 books each for, you know, each spread. But I'm really excited. So I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle my tarot cards and we shall see. And I made graphics and all that, so you'll get to see all the graphics, the prettiness and everything. Okay, so first card we have is upside down, but okay. Ugh. First card is, I don't even know how to say that, but you know me, Roman numerals, we don't really get along that well. So once I pick all the cards, then we'll talk about the spread, okay? That'll be better. Second card is, again, upside down, and this is, again, I don't know what it is. That one. And then third card for the spread. I thought it was going to be right side up, but it's not. That looks, I don't know, but let me go do my little research stuff for my spread and I will be BRB, yep. First card I picked was the Hierophant, I think that's how you say it, and that prompt is a book that was recommended to me, or like somebody gave it to me. I'm gonna choose the Quarter Queen. I read reviews and book recommendations and all that kind of stuff on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that. It wasn't recommended directly to me, but it was a book recommendation, so we're gonna do that. And it's Quarter Queen. This is a historical, I don't know if it's horror, thriller, mystery, but it's about a voodoo witch who has to navigate a magically and racially divided 19th century New Orleans to save her mother and the soul of the city itself. Sounds really good. Heard really good things about it, and I've been wanting to read it. The Two of Cups is to read a book about a partnership or a power of 2. The card swap, I wasn't really interested in that, but I'm going to be reading The Art of Loving You by Natasha Bishop, and I've heard super good things about this. This is a second chance romance, power of 2. They have to be partners in something, and I've just heard that it's really good. It's really emotional, and I'm really excited about it. There's also really pretty like page endings and stuff in here too, so we're gonna read that. And the last one is the Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles is to read a book with mixed reviews, or the card swap, or I'm sorry, it was double points. If the card matches the prompt, then I get double points for it. And I'm gonna read the last one by Will Dean. Heard very mixed reviews about this. People either love it or they absolutely hate it. I'm gonna see which one I like, or I'm gonna see where I land. And I don't want to know a whole bunch. I just know that this one chick wakes up and she's the only one left on the cruise ship, and that's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. Every time somebody starts to really talk about this book, I'm like, and I skip. So I'm probably not going to talk a whole lot of length about this book when I actually finish it, but I'm very excited to end up reading it. So the first 3 books and first 3 cards have been picked, and I will let you know how I feel about whichever one I start first. And I do have the audiobooks for all of these, by the way. So I went ahead and put my cards into like a generator thing, and it says that the combined message is that while the Five of Cups points to his current struggle or feeling of loss, that's happening right now, the Two of Cups urges you to lean on a trusted partner or ally. Doing that with my husband. And the Hierophant advises looking toward a proven method, seeking professional advice, or turning to an established community for stability and wisdom. So unfortunately, my youngest broke his leg. He has a spiral fracture on his tibia, and he did that yesterday. So we are actually going to a pediatric orthopedic surgeon today to see what we're gonna have to do with that. So yeah, that spread really matches what's going on in my life right now. It's crazy. It's crazy how the universe does that. I don't know if you believe in that, but you know, we gotta believe in something at the moment, and that's pretty cool. Like, okay, that's pretty cool. I forgot about the weekly pull too. For the swords, it was the lovers, so obviously I'm gonna read a romance for that. Darling Daffodil Farm. I love this book, like the way that it looks and everything. I don't know much about this book. I think it's a cowboy romance. It's about a farm. So we're gonna read this for the lovers. So these are my 4 books that I'm gonna start with. I let my hair air dry. I don't know how I feel about it. I've been seeing people on like Instagram and stuff like that, like doing their, they bought this brush. I bought a cheap one because I'm not going to spend $30 on the other brush unless I absolutely love my hair like this. But I think I need to continue to work to try to get my hair not to be, I mean, it's going to be big either way when it's like this, but like this part right here, I don't think I defined, I don't know if I put enough product in it or whatever, but it's just, I don't know. I'm gonna have to continue to work on it. So I guess I'm just gonna do my hair like I normally do with my straightener and curl it. But I wanted to let you know that I'm also almost finished with the Quarter Queen, and I am really liking it so far. I don't know if it's gonna be a 5. I feel ridiculous talking to you with my hair like this, but I know it's probably not gonna be a 5, but I do like the aspect of it, of this book, with the mother-daughter relationship aspect and how messy they can be sometimes, and how when a parent is trying to be really protective of their, you know, of their child, they can sometimes be overbearing and not give their child enough freedom. And in this story, we're following Marie, who is the Quarter Queen, and we're also following Ree, who is her daughter, who is gonna, like, she's like the Quarter Princess or whatever. And they both have magic. They both have a lot of power. Marie has kept her past from Ree, so she, like, protecting her. But when Marie ends up missing, Ree has to go on this quest to try to figure out where her mom is and get to her mom before her mom passes away. And along the way, she finds out who her mother was before she had Ree and why her mother is the way she is. And I'm really, really liking it. I think that it's a great pick for this particular readathon because it does talk about tarot. It does talk about magic, and voodoo is in here as well, and just the overall thought of the universe creating and the universe taking away from you, and how people can use nature and use magic to either do good or do bad. There are some really horrific scenes in here too, which I was not anticipating, but this book is dark in that aspect, and I like it. I like it a lot. I think the author's doing a really good job with all of the fantastical elements of this book, and also bringing in New Orleans culture. You can tell that this author has a lot of knowledge on New Orleans, which she is from New Orleans, I believe. Screenwriter of Louisiana, yep. So she has Creole ancestry, and she knows a lot about Louisiana. Wow. The lighting in here just got ridiculous, but I've been to New Orleans, and I've actually gotten to see the culture and meet the people, and I really liked the culture aspect of New Orleans and how just enriched they are with nature and with their religion and their beliefs and everything, and I really liked it. I liked New Orleans in that aspect. I don't know if like downtown New Orleans is my thing. I enjoy learning about the historical aspect of New Orleans. So I'm gonna continue on with this. I'll let you know my final thoughts because I only have this much left. But I'm liking it. It's very good. It's very good. And I'm glad that I picked it up. So I'm gonna go do something with my hair because I don't think I like it. Like it's just very fluffy. If you have any curly hair tips, leave them down below for me, please. Because I would like to go on my curly hair journey because, you know, obviously I have it. But I just don't know how to do my freaking hair. Like, I've been doing my hair the way that I normally do it for years, ever since I got this, what is this, GHD straightener or whatever. Because I was influenced to get it. But I don't know how to do my hair. That is just it. Either it's up normally, you know, like in my little bunny bun thing, or it's getting a heat on it, and I would like not to have heat on it all the time. I do use heat protectant, and I do use hydrating shampoo, clarifying shampoo, all of that. I just don't know. I don't know. If you have any tips, just let me know, okay? Help me out. Okay, bye. I just finished, oh, sorry. First off, I did my hair. It looks a lot better, okay? And I just finished The Quarter Queen, and I'm gonna give it a 4.25. Like I said before, this is a story about sacrifice. It's a story about the complexity between Marie and Rie's relationship as mother and daughter. Marie has kept a lot of things from Rie that she should not have, but she wanted to protect her daughter. So when Marie goes missing, that's when Rie really figures out who her mother is and has more of a deeper respect for her mother than she did, because a lot of people respect Marie, but they also fear her. Rie has always just felt that her mother is way too controlling and she wanted freedom, but when her mother does go missing, that's when, you know, she learns all this stuff about her mom. And I do think that it was a beautifully written story, and I would highly recommend it. And if you like historical fantasy, especially if it is set in New Orleans, and it does follow a voodoo priestess, and it has all kinds of creatures in it, like demons and zombies and all that, I think that you would really, really like this. I would give it a try. And the audiobook was really good too. I like both narrators very much, and I've read stuff by them before. But yeah, I think you should read it. I think it's a really, really good book. The book we're going to be reading is for the Two of Cups, and this is The Art of Loving You by Natasha Bishop. I read Only for the Weekend last year, and it ended up in my top 10 of last year. It was really, really good. I liked all the humor. It was sexy, and I'm expecting the same thing out of this, except these two are Danny and Micah, and they have dated before, but it didn't work out. And it does say in here that her mentor Tanya dies, and her dying wish was forcing Danny and Micah back together to complete a scavenger hunt road trip. That sounds fun. So he's an artist. I was pointing at him on the back. He's an artist. As you can tell, he was painting her because she's beautiful. So me reading this for the Two Cups. I'll let you know how I feel and all that. And I wanted to show you that the end pages, gorgeous, so pretty. Let's see what this one is. Ooh, and it's the city and stuff like that. Okay, yay. Okay, I'll let you know how I feel. Before I forget, the card of the week for swords was the Three of Cups, which is to read a book about friendship, or that features friendship. And I'm going to be reading Binti because I did look it up, and I think she becomes friends and forms a friendship with the spaceship. But I do also think that the main character is, or Binti, I think she also has, whatever. It says that it says that it features friendship. I can't talk. So I'm gonna read this. I did get the audiobooks for these two. There are 3 separate books in here, 3 separate audiobooks. I've been wanting to read this for a while, and it's on my 26 books of 2026 to read. So 2 birds, 1 stone. So this happened. That's what I can say. I can't really tell you a whole lot because I don't want to ruin it for you if you go in reading this, but I'm giving this a 2.5. Not because, okay, did I enjoy it? I thought it was kind of boring. And it did get kind of repetitive because they're on, like, she's on a ship, you know? And what happens, I thought was very interesting, but it was also me. It was also boring to me in a way. It was just repetitive. Surviving on a ship by herself, and the twist I saw coming. I did clock it. I've read books like this before. I'm not going to tell you which books I've read before like this because it will give everything away. But I think if you like thrillers that are a little bit different, and if you're just getting into thrillers and you like the aspect of being completely alone on a big cruise ship and having to survive, I think you might like this. But just know, there is a twisty twist, okay? And I did, oh yeah, I did use my Pinnacles because this was a Pinnacle book, and it is the one for mixed reviews, so I can log this and get my point for my team and the page numbers and everything like that. I did start The Art of Loving You last night too. Do I want to talk more about this? No, I don't want to, because if I do, I'll spoil it, and I don't want to. I've been known to spoil books before and not realizing it. But we are following Cass. She wakes up alone on a cruise ship. Crazy things happen. There you go. Okay? Anything that you can imagine going wrong on a cruise ship probably goes wrong on here. Just saying. Okay, so moving forward, my caffeine has not worn off today. I apologize. So I did start reading The Art of Loving You last night. I am having to read it with my eyeballs, so it's going to take me a little bit because I usually don't read stuff with my eyeballs until after work days, you know. I usually listen / read with my eyeballs during, like, well, I listen during work and then I read tandemly, you know, at night. So I think I'm going to start Darling Daffodil's Farm because I am in a romance mood right now. And I think that this is going to be really cute. This is for the group challenge for swords. It was the lovers card. So I chose this because it's all about lovers. It's all about love. Preparing to fall in love among the wildflowers in this spring. I think that that sounds great even though we're in summer. But I really like the cover. Like, the cover caught my eyeballs. The sprayed edges caught my eyes. There's a really cute house in the back with all kinds of wildflowers and everything. So I think this is going to be really cute. I think it's a cowboy romance, or, you know, some kind of country romance where they're on a farm. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's a wildflower farm. Obviously. Breathe in there. Breathe. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna read this. For the first weekly card, I'm behind. Today is the 10th, and I have read 2 books so far. I think I'm gonna end up cleaning my office to do the putting something off. I'm gonna do that like today / tomorrow / Sunday. Is tomorrow Friday? Yes. Today / tomorrow / Saturday / Sunday. I'm gonna do that. I don't know what's wrong with me. Goodbye. Oh my god, my phone is so freaking dirty. Sorry about the lighting. I thought it was gonna be okay, but it's not. But I wanted to let you know I'm about to do my 30-minute walk. Wow, you can't even see me. What? Okay, now you can see me. I'm about to do my 30 minutes. I don't know. I'm about to do my walk of the day. I'm listening to Darling Daffodil Farms. It's not, you know, why wouldn't it focus? But I want to let you know that I'm listening to it. And you're going to get to watch me walk for as long as my camera will stay on, because, you know, it shuts off all the time. So, you're going to get to watch me. Okay. obviously, I need to clean my office. So I've been putting this off. That's one of the things to get like 10 points is to finish something that you've been putting off. Another thing that I've been putting off is going through my bookshelves and getting rid of stuff that's been on my bookshelf that I haven't read and that I don't gravitate towards. So we're going to be doing all of that. It's probably going to take me longer than a day because I like to take breaks. But that's what we're about to do, okay? Wish me luck. But before we do that, I need to update you because I ended up finishing Darling Daffodil Farms, and I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I really liked this book. It was funny, it was sexy, it had a lot of heart to it, small town romance, and we have Walker, which is kind of weird for me because my son's name is Walker, but anyways, we have Walker and we have Tally. Tally, this is her family farm. Her dad ran it, and she hasn't been back for a couple years because she has been pursuing her culinary degree. So she's been traveling and, you know, all of that thing. Honing in on her skill, I guess you could say. And then when she comes back, Walker is there because he is trying to help save the family farm. She doesn't know that. But she comes and there's this weird random guy, not weird, but random hot guy, I guess you could say, in her childhood bedroom. And she's like, whoa, 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 what's going on here? And she realizes that he is living on the farm with his sister and his nephew, and his mom's still on the farm and everything like that too. Or her mom, sorry. Her mom's still on the farm. But I really liked getting to see the small town living of this because they have a group chat with everybody in the town, and it is just funny. It's one of those books. You get so many characters, but it's easy to follow because everybody has their own personality, and it's just small town living. And I loved it. I thought it was really sweet. I liked the push and pull between Tally and Walker. I liked how funny Tally was because Walker is like this brooding, super serious guy, and she loves to make fun of him, and I was for it. He's really funny and sarcastic too, not trying to be. But yeah, it was really good. I liked it a lot. The reason I'm not giving it 5 stars is because after they started to become intimate with each other, I did feel like the plot just kind of like went down a little bit, but it wasn't enough for me to give it a 4. It's a solid book. I liked it a lot. And of course, the book itself is just really pretty. So yeah, I would highly recommend it to you. And I also wanted to let you know that I am working on this. This is my nighttime book after all of the daily chores and everything like that of working and after everybody goes to sleep. I am 135 pages into this. This is more emotional than I thought that it was going to be. So Danny and Mika, they were a couple. They were a couple times, like previously. And now they haven't seen each other in a while. I guess they ended on pretty bad terms because Danny is just like, no sir, I don't want you in my life. I don't want you anywhere around me. And they find themselves back, like not together, but they're having to be around each other because their friend Tanya and second mother figure too passed away, and her dying wish was for them to get together and do this scavenger hunt together. So they're having to create a gala for her, like for Tanya, to sell off all of her things because she was an artist. They're having to travel and they're having to do it together. And yeah, that was her dying wish. I think this book is really sweet, but it's emotional, and I was not expecting to get all teary-eyed and stuff like that. So one thing I love about Natasha Bishop is she can write. She can write emotion. And yeah, I should have known going into this when I saw somebody is dying that it was going to be emotional, but whatever. I like it though. I like it a lot. It's very hard hitting. It hit me in the stomach, and I had to kind of put it down a little bit because my kiddos were around and I was starting to tear up, and I didn't want them to see me like that. But anyways, I want to let you know halfway through this no, not halfway, almost halfway through this. But while I am cleaning up my office and everything, I'm gonna be reading / listening to Binti. And this is the one that has the 3 books in one. All I know is it's science fiction. She is on a spaceship. I think she becomes friends with the spaceship and she has to go back home. I don't really know anything else about it. I just know that a lot of people like it and I'm excited to finally get into it. So while I'm doing all this, I'll be listening to this. And this is for the group pool, which is the 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups. Forgot to tell you, I ordered a new rotating bookshelf. It spins, but I can't decide if I want to leave it in this corner because I think it covers that bookshelf completely. But then I also have where my book cart is, so I think it might be better there. But I think the light will hit it better there, and I can move this over a little bit. I don't know. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. But so far, these are the books that I'm going to give away or donate or try to sell, whatever. And then this is the stack of books that I was going to put in this shelf, but I need to figure out where I'm going to put it first. Alright, TBR cart is over here with all of those. Rotating cart is right there. Not cart, but shelf is right there. So I like it better there. You can still see all the bookshelf or all the books and everything, and it doesn't like take away the light that it was taking away over here in this corner, because that's where I take a lot of my Instagram pictures, if you haven't noticed. Okay. Floor. All the books are off. I have done some organizing on here. It's going to be a work in progress, but I do like it. So, yay. Okay, now I'm tired. And, oh, here's my TBR section right here. Lots to read. If you can hear my kids fighting in the background, they're home with me today. So, you know. The next team challenge for this video was the Page of Ink, which is the wands. I haven't read a wand book yet, and it is read a book that you picked up or want to read purely based on the cover. I have a few of those, so I'm gonna go pick one. You can just see this right now, but I wanted to show you my shirt. Books are my happy place, because they are. But one of the books that I picked up from the library the other day, just purely based on the cover, is The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow, and I'm going to read this one for this specific, oh my god, for this specific prompt. I also get to use a new bookmark, the Wands bookmark, and I also have the audiobook for this book. I heard that it is going to make me mad. It's also probably going to make me cry. Crossing our fingers about that. But yeah, I've heard so things about this. Either people love it or they hate it. And it's also a beautiful copy. Look at that. Like, look, it's so pretty on the inside. So I'm gonna read this one. I finished Binti. I'm giving it a 3.5. So the story is about Binti. She is a young adult going to this very specialized college. And she finds herself on a spaceship going to that specific college or specific school. And on that trip, she witnesses a massacre of all the people that she knows. And she finds herself on the spaceship with these beings, and she's terrified because she literally just saw them slaughter everyone she knows. But she gets to know one of them a little bit more, and they become friends. And it was an odd friendship, but it was a really endearing friendship. And it's about acceptance, identity, loving yourself, loving those that aren't the same as you, learning about other people and accepting their culture for who they are, or accepting their culture and accepting who they are as people. And I thought that it was just done really well. It was good. I will say that the second story was my favorite. The first one I think it happened a little bit too quickly, and I didn't, it's a trilogy, you know, but it just didn't come together like I wanted it to, and I felt that it was a little bit rushed. The second story, however, Binti Home, where she actually goes back home and you get to see her with her family, and you also get to see her with this being that she has befriended. I think that it was done really well, and that was my favorite story of this trilogy. But this story is a coming of age story. Binti's coming of age story, learning about herself, learning about her identity, accepting herself for who she is, not steering away from her culture and her identity, and amongst of all of these different beings who don't understand her. And she actually teaches them her culture, and they accept her for who she is after they get to know her. And I thought that it was really nice. I really enjoyed this story, and I really enjoyed learning about Binti. I really enjoyed getting to know her and just following her journey through this university. I think I will pick up I think I will pick up from this author again, dear God, because this author is a great storyteller. There were just some aspects that kind of went over my head because, you know, it's science fiction and a lot of sciencey things were going on in here. But I do think that I would pick up from this author again, just because I really did like the writing in here. I like the character development that she was able to establish with Binti in a short amount of time. And yeah, I will let you know. Sorry, I changed positions here because my camera cut off again. But I will let you know my next read, whenever that is. I'm still reading The Art of Loving You. I'm probably gonna start reading The Everlasting. And I have decided too that I don't know if I'm going to do another spread, just because today is the 16th of June and I know that I don't really have enough time to do another spread. So what I think I'm going to do is possibly just pick cards if I don't finish the next two books, or if I finish the next two books before next Monday, which is when the new card comes out for the teens. I'll let you know though. Now I am in the middle, a little over midpoint of The Everlasting, and this is a time travel romantasy thing. It's repeating itself a lot because we have the actual book that Owen is writing in here as chapters, and we're reading, like, getting the perspective of Sir Una, but it's for scenes that we've already been through with Owen, so we're getting it double. I don't really like that aspect of it. I do think that the author is doing a really good job with the relationship that Sir Una and Owen have forged over the years. And when you learn about what's actually going on, I feel really sorry for both of them, honestly. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't know if I'm going to give it a super high rating just because it is repetitive, and I like Sir Una and Owen better as friends rather than a romantic couple. Just my opinion. It is really screwed up when you find out what's going on. I will say that. Screwed up. I ended up finishing The Everlasting. I am giving this a 3. The ending saved it for me, otherwise it would have been like a 2, a 2.5. But I did really like the ending and how everything just came together. This is about Una and Owen, and this is a time loop romance. It's a fantasy romance, obviously, about Una being a knight and being the queen's right-hand person. She is told to go gather artifacts for this queen, and the queen is not a very good one. I'll say that. But history rewriting itself, the queen basically manipulating Una into doing things for her. Can you hear that ice cream truck? It's singing Christmas songs. Like Christmas songs are on it. I don't know if you can hear it. But anyways, so Sir Una she just wants love. She does a lot of things for the queen that aren't very good, but she also knows that she could potentially die if she doesn't do them. And Una really just wants peace because her life is very hard, and she at some point in this book is tired of having to do the queen's bidding. So she really doesn't want to do it anymore, and she tries to run away, and this is where Owen comes in. Owen is told to write Sir Una's history, and that's where the fantastical part comes into the story. I will say it was a little bit boring because it was very repetitive. It was just talking about how Una and Owen meet over and over and over again. But like I said, the last part of this book was very, very good to me. I don't know if this book should have been a full-length novel. I think that it would have been better as a short story or a novella. But overall, I think I might pick up from this author again just because the writing was very beautiful, but the overall story was just extremely repetitive for me. And I kind of had to go back and reread/listen to a couple parts because I zoned out. But yeah, it wasn't bad. I just don't think it was my like favorite, you know? It wasn't my absolute favorite. Next pull for the Swordy Sword group, for, you know, the weekly pull for the group, yes, is the Eight of Wands, which is a book that you know that you're going to fly through. I'm going to pick a manga for this because I haven't read a manga in a while. I want to. This is also a queer romance between these two guys. One of them realizes that his friend is no longer a human. So we'll see how that goes. And I've heard really good things about it. I think I'm going to fly through this. It says a ritual sacrifice. Shikia is no longer a human that can't process human desires, and that they're going to risk it all against the will of the gods. So, forbidden romance, a little bit of fantasy in here. I flipped through, and there's some risque things in here too. I'll let you know. Hey, I ended up finishing The Art of Loving You finally, and I'm going to give it a 4.25. Oh, this was a really sweet romance between Danny and Mika, and it was second chance. They had always found themselves coming back together. Let me shut my door, hold on one second. Sorry, the whole fan bam's home. But they had always found themselves coming back to one another, and when their friend and mentor / mother figure passes away, her name is Tanya, they are really, really upset. But Tanya wants them to lean on each other during the difficult time of losing her. And she sends them on a little scavenger hunt across the U.S. basically. And as they're traveling around the U.S. and finding more out about Tanya and her life before she knew them and before she started mentoring people, they realize that she had a lot of secrets. But the more they get to like know of her secrets, the more they realize why she was the way she was, because she had a pretty tragic life. She had a lot of people who loved her, but she lost the person that she loved really young, and that kind of transformed her into the person that she was. Sorry if you hear my dogs fighting in the background. intermission. I don't know if I don't think I've shown y'all Daisy yet, but this is our new puppy Daisy. She's a mutt. We don't know what she is, but she's adorable, and she likes to bother my other dog Lila, who's 13. Yeah, she's huge. She's 3 months old, and she weighs 23 pounds. She's a big girl. She's a big girl, and she likes to mess with everything and eat everything, and you know, so she's a big girl though. Anyways, the scavenger hunt itself brings Danny and Makai back together. At first it was not a very good circumstance, especially for Danny, because Danny is reluctant to let Makai back in her life because of their past. Mika has always loved Danny, like loved everything about her, has always wanted to be in a relationship with her, but Danny has had a lot of things happen to her in her life where she doesn't like to let a lot of people in. And when you find out what it is, I understand why. I really like Danny, and I like seeing her transformation in this book. And I liked that Makai was so respectful of Danny's wishes and patient. He showed a lot of patience with her. I really, really appreciate that about his character specifically. He was a very sweet guy. And we get to meet his sister too. His sister is named Bailey. She has MS, so there was a lot of really good representation in here of MS and what it does to your body and how it can absolutely change your life overnight. And Makai was extremely loving of his sister, and I really loved their relationship in here too, seeing him with his sister and just like how good a relationship they had. And Danny, she is an only child, but she does have a great friend group, and you get to see Janelle and Roman here, and they were from the first book in this series, but you get to see her friend group, and I just love them. Like, I love all of them. I love their dynamic. I love how close they are. I love how accepting they are, and how you can tell that her friends, they love her so much, and she loves them so much. And you see that in the first book, but in this one you really, really get to see it. And I love it when you have a big friend group like that, where the main character can go and they can just like talk about their feelings. Danny had a really good relationship with her parents too, which I loved to see. So there's just a lot of love in here, and there was a lot of like finding yourself and restoring the faith that you had in yourself once before, and finding love again, you know, realizing that the person that you loved, even though it wasn't the best of circumstances, that person is for you, and just coming to terms with that and letting yourself have that person and have that type of love. That's what this book is all about. I'm going to give it a 4.25 because it did get a little bit draggy in the middle and a little bit, I wouldn't say repetitive in that way, but it just kind of got a little bit slow. The pacing was a little off at times. But overall, I really, really like this book, and I really, really like the series. I'm going to continue with it. So if you're looking for a second chance romance that's very emotional, makes you laugh, makes you tear up, all those things, I would highly recommend this book to you. And then I did end up finishing Scarlet Secret. This was the book that I said I was going to fly through, and I did. I read it in about an hour and 15 minutes last night. I'm going to give this one 4 stars. I liked this a lot too. This is about 2 best friends who get separated because of a specific event that happened with one best friend, where that best friend turns into a supernatural shamaness. So we have shamans and shamanesses and stuff like that in here, but his friend looks like his friend, but in reality he is a supernatural creature and he can talk to the gods and stuff like that. Yamato, he is trying to find his friend because they get separated due to a ritual, and when he finds his friend, he realizes that, like I said, he's not the same. Like, he looks the same and everything, but he's not actually the same person, and he's just trying to win back his friend and doing everything that he can to win back his friend. And they are in love. They make a pact when they're younger and all that kind of stuff, and I thought it was really sweet. The art in here is absolutely beautiful. Is there any racy things? Okay, there is racy stuff in here. So when I first got this book, it was wrapped, obviously. It's a boys love boys book, but I'm gonna give it 4 stars because I liked it a lot. obviously manga, sometimes plot holes and all those things, and I did see that in here too. But overall, it was decent, and I did fly through it. So I ended up reading 7 books for this video, and I think that that's a good amount. I'm gonna stop here because it is the Sunday before this readathon is supposed to end, and I'm probably not gonna read anything else for this readathon. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below if you participated, what you ended up reading, what team you were on. I was on Team Swords, like usual. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought. Bye!